This is hard to believe. Zelenskyy has made a sensational statement about Putin. You have to hear this. Ukraine has finally found the key to the dictator's office. Right after Lavrov is giving up Moscow. Did the Russians actually dare? Meanwhile, Ramstein ended in a victory for Ukraine. Fyodorov announced this publicly. Partners are opening their arsenals wide for the AFU. You won't believe what the West did for Kyiv's sake. The first behind-the-scenes details. The Russian Air Force is officially finished. The Kremlin has a new reason to be worried. A sea drone taking away the last safe zones has already entered combat duty. Novorossiysk, get ready. And all of this happened right now. Greetings. I'm Daryna Gutsalo and we are starting. Ukraine has finally done it. Volodymyr Zelenskyy officially declared Putin's political, battlefield and physical weakening.
Putin is becoming weak. He's weakening, and so he may intensify strikes on us, on our people, with missiles and drones.
He also stated that Putin is afraid to end the war without results, as the return of a huge army could create new problems for the Kremlin. That is why Moscow continues to cling to its maximalist goals. According to him, Putin's main dream is the revival of the empire under a new banner. But without Ukraine, this scenario simply falls apart. It seems the Kremlin finally realized they need to launch Plan B. Lavrov spoke about Russia's desire to achieve the SMO goals through diplomacy.
For this, Russia's security on its western borders, the honor and dignity of our citizens and compatriots, including their right to their native Russian language and Orthodox faith, must be reliably ensured. There can be no talk of continuing Western military, political, and economic expansion. This contradicts the imperatives of a multipolar world.
And in addition, he assured that Moscow is not refusing negotiations but accused Europe of being interested in Russia's defeat. As we can see, Moscow's rhetoric is changing sharply. Preparations for surrender have indeed started. We are following the development of events. Money, weapons, and new opportunities for the AFU. Partners are preparing billions of dollars in military support for Ukraine. The main focus is air defense, artillery, and drones. That is exactly what has been dealing Russia the most painful blows in recent months. Ramstein has never been like this before.
Almost $1 billion will be directed to the IFU mechanism, which provides Ukraine with critically important missiles for Patriot systems. The largest contributions to this area were announced by Germany, Norway, the Netherlands, and Sweden. Additionally, Germany is allocating $200 million to a mechanism for long-term procurement of Patriot missiles.
Partners are boosting Ukraine even more seriously. Nearly $540 million will go toward long-range artillery and ammunition, helping to reach the enemy where they previously felt relatively safe. Norway, Denmark, Spain, Lithuania, and Luxembourg have actively joined this effort. But the biggest news is the drones. Allies are ready to invest over $1 billion in them. Great Britain will fund the purchase of 150,000 Ukrainian drones. The Netherlands will provide funds for cruise missile drones for the defense forces, and Norway will help strengthen Ukraine's naval drone fleet. It seems the West's bet on Ukrainian drones is becoming even higher.
I thank our partners for the support that strengthens our military and provides practical results on the battlefield.
Our engineers aren't lagging behind either. Ukraine has developed a unique naval drone that can not only sink ships but also bring down Russian aircraft. In Paris, the Ukrainian trimaran drone Sirena was presented equipped with powerful electronic warfare and anti-aircraft missiles. The main feature of the system is its integrated multi-band jamming capability. Also on board is a Sea Dragon launcher capable of deploying air-to-air missiles. The trimaran can reach speeds of up to 90 km per hour and carry up to 300 kilograms of payload. Also, Sirena can operate continuously for up to 24 hours, providing coastal protection and conducting reconnaissance at a distance of up to 800 kilometers. The hunt for Russian occupiers is reaching a new level, resulting in very bad news for the enemy and another technological breakthrough for Ukraine. You won't believe it, Moscow is weeping. Ukrainian strikes have opened a path straight to hell for the Russians. Drones and ballistics in a fiery tandem have done the literally impossible. Putin's main gas station has been cut off from power. Air defense slept through all the hits. The Panzers proved to be helpless. Muscovites weren't ready for this. They are fleeing the capital in an emergency. Moscow can no longer be resuscitated. The diagnosis for the Kremlin fortress has never been so accurate. Could this be a signal to Putin himself? What will happen next? Don't miss it. For the second time since the start of the week, but more effectively, Ukrainian drones have again hit an oil refinery in Moscow located in the Kapotnya district.
Look, you see, everything's burning there. They fucked up the whole plant, the whole thing. That's a missile, damn it, hitting there, damn it. Another one somewhere on approach. They had it coming, as they say. We have the best air defense, my ass. Just a total inferno. Damn, no way.
This is fucked. I've never seen such shit before.
Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin reported several times air defense is working on the approaches to the Russian capital. About 200 drones were destroyed. At first, he only reported that debris from one of the drones fell on the territory of the Sadovod shopping center, known among Russians for its counterfeit brand name goods. Supposedly only minor damage was recorded there.
Sadovod is fucking burning. That smoke I sent you, that's Sadovod, damn it.
Later, Sobyanin admitted that several drones managed to reach the Moscow oil refinery. According to him, emergency services are working on site and the consequences are being dealt with. But what was actually happening? Here is footage of several interceptors unsuccessfully chasing a Ukrainian drone. At least 5 fire hotspots were recorded at the refinery. Black smoke enveloped the Russian capital and traffic on the MCAD was partially blocked.
Oh, the heat's reached here.
And here is the moment when the roof of one of the tanks is literally thrown upwards by the impact. As Telegram channels report, it was blown off by an incoming air defense missile. The Moscow refinery is critically important for supplying fuel to the Russian capital. It provides about 40% of the gasoline and half of the diesel in the capital region and is located only 15 kilometers from the Kremlin.
There are no more workers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Wait, look, 3 were shot down.
Muscovites are outraged and frightened by such nighttime and morning fireworks.
I'm done with this shit. Why the fuck do we need it? Everything's burning. All of Moscow is fucking burning. Look, all the factories are fucking burning. I'm fucking getting out of here to the middle of nowhere.
The option is, well, to watch and carefully observe what's happening for a day, or perhaps 2, or even 3 days, and then see, so to speak, how we will act next. And if this bullshit continues, getting screwed over, then there's only one option. To gather in groups, come to the center of Moscow, culturally, peacefully, without any bad intentions. Gather somewhere in the center near the Ministry of Defense, near the Kremlin, and ask what is going on.
They also reported that during the entire drone attack, there was no air raid siren in the Russian capital.
What difference does it make where? What? Well, it's all burning. It's just fucking insane.
At the same time, one high-rise building was also damaged in the Russian capital.
Oh, what a nightmare. Right into the building, Maxim.
The Rosaviatsia Telegram channel reported several times throughout the day that all 4 airports of the Moscow aviation hub, Sheremetyevo, Domodedovo, Vnukovo, and Ramenskoye, were closed for takeoff and landing. People from cancelled flights are asked not to come to the airport. At Sheremetyevo, due to a threat of attack, passengers and airport staff were evacuated to the underground parking. And this is how symbolically ironic the Domodedovo sign looks. The sky over the Moscow region is also covered in thick black smoke today. A fire was recorded in the area of the Dzerzhinsky highway. Also debris from downed UAVs damaged houses, industrial zone facilities, and a shopping center. Yaroslava Marushchenko, Vikna Program, STB Marathon, United News.
The Russians are already biting their elbows. Ukraine is bringing a new silent weapon to the battlefield, without engine roar, without extra noise, leaving the enemy no chance to react in time. These electric bikes fly for dozens of kilometers, carry everything needed, and appear where they are least expected. While the occupiers prepare for the war of the past, the AFU receives the technology of the war of the future, and this could be a very unpleasant surprise for the enemy. You have to see this with your own eyes.
Our electric bike uses a direct drive sine wave motor which produces absolutely no noise at all.
Nazar, the developer, tells us about the unique characteristics of this electric bike. It was created specifically for the needs and requirements of the army.
First of all, which is unusual for electric bikes, is the two-seater seat. So here it is specifically for the driver, and there are folding footrests for the passenger. The load capacity of our electric bike allows carrying 200 kilograms, even 260 kilograms can be loaded.
The battery from this electric bike can be removed in seconds to quickly put it on charge. It fully charges in 4 hours. However, the device already has a long battery life. It can even serve as a power bank for other equipment.
Depending on the ride, at least 100 kilometers at full load. We have several connectors specifically for military needs. This is for a phone and a radio. This connector here is used for the radio. This connector is for charging the electric bike itself. You can charge it either directly through the bike's body or by removing the battery itself and taking it, to a safe place.
This type of electric bike allows soldiers to remain unnoticed by the enemy. Besides complete silence, there are other tactical nuances here.
A driver who is in a place where it's better not to be seen when turning on the ignition doesn't light up the electric bike itself. So, just to be clear, nothing at all will light up or become active until we also go ahead and turn on this particular toggle switch right here.
Being invisible is often almost the most important thing in a combat zone. With these bikes, soldiers transport ammunition, medicine, food, and perform personnel rotation. So camouflage is a key advantage, as is the ultra-high cross-country capability.
Our ground clearance is over 40 centimeters. This allows us to cross any of these bodies of water up to half a meter without any problems. So all the vital components inside our bike don't get submerged in water at half a meter. We can easily ride through.
The electric bike can travel through small bodies of water, mud, mountainous terrain, and even forests. And that's exactly what we're going to check right now.
Now, right along this track, just over here, you can see what I mean.
But before heading to the front lines, these bikes underwent dozens of rounds of trials and testing by both military and civilian experts.
By June 2025, we had already built a prototype, after which we showed that prototype to the military. There were many representatives from the Air Assault Forces, Special Operations Forces, and scientific units.
Currently, the company is capable of producing 50 such electric bikes per month. If necessary, the developers can assemble a single unit in just 1 day.
The demand for this equipment is enormous. Back when we were at the demonstration trials last year, they actually told us at that time that they were, in fact, very, very desperately needed, and it was clear just how important they really were.
So the equipment is already being actively used by defenders on the front lines.
Here are the tires. You can see the aggressive tread, which allows it, on par with any off-road vehicle, to climb any hills.
The cost of one such electric bike is 278,000 hryvnias. Anastasia Tereshchuk, Yevgeny Olinsky, We Are Ukraine, United News Marathon.
Fuel apocalypse in the Russian Federation. Gasoline is disappearing, gas stations are emptying, and fuel panic is gripping the country. 20 liters per person, and this is only the beginning. Russia's fuel infrastructure is bursting at the seams. The fuel market in the Russian Federation is entering a phase of severe shortage. Ukrainian drones are attacking Russian oil refineries around the clock. The oil-rich nation is falling to its knees on live television. The Russians were not prepared for such a turn of events. So what happens next? Don't miss these shocking forecasts.
Okay, so June 12th, Moscow, Shtchelkovskoye Highway. And now you can only fill up 20 liters.
Gasoline famine has reached the Russian capital. Muscovites complain that gas stations are only dispensing up to 20 liters of gasoline and 40 liters of diesel per person. The situation is the same in St. Petersburg and Tatarstan.
Well, that's it. We've finally reached this point. In Naberezhny Chelny, Tatarstan, they're giving a maximum of 20 liters of gasoline per person.
In other places, gas stations are either closed or have long lines formed for fuel.
As always, my gas is on empty. and I'm just panicking. What's even going on? Why is it like this? The Tatneft near my work is totally closed. And look what's happening here. And look at what's going on here at Tatneft. Just a massive line. What is even going on?
At some gas stations, the limits are a bit lower.
Tell me, do you have any fuel restrictions in place right now? 90 liters? 90 liters for all fuel, right? Yes. Or in a specialized canister. I see. Thanks.
Due to the fuel shortage, even aircraft refueling has been limited. They're saving it for the needs of the occupying army.
First and foremost, they are still diverting gasoline and diesel for the war. So Russians need to prepare for the fact that these restrictions on gas and diesel will last until the end of hostilities.
The fuel storm in the Federation is the result of a record series of Ukrainian strikes on its oil refining. In the last month and a half alone, over 20 oil and gas facilities have come under attack. These include major oil refineries, large oil depots, transportation terminals, and essential pumping stations.
We've got combat operations here. Wow. Holy crap.
A number of large Russian oil refineries have been damaged or temporarily shut down. Experts say Russia's oil refining volume has dropped to roughly the level of the 2009 crisis.
All this talk about a total capacity of 430 million tons of refining, that's long since been squandered. They've been broken for a long time now. And so it turns out that since our fire sanctions began, we've been gradually chipping away, not at a 430 million ton capacity. We were chipping away at the 280 million tons that were actually being refined at that time.
In total, Russia has about 30 large refineries and over 100 mini refineries. And it's these small plants that could save the situation. However, there's a catch.
These mini refineries, which are smaller and often less advanced than major industrial plants, won't always be able to produce the same high-quality product that was standard under the Russian GOS regulations and commonly available on the Russian market. So we should be prepared for a wave of dissatisfied drivers who may notice the difference.
Meanwhile, the Russian authorities claim there's no basis for a fuel shortage and the restrictions are just a preventive measure.
They can't speak openly about the problems because it's forbidden. And as soon as they start saying everything's fine with the gas, people grab their canisters and head to the gas stations. So, panic and shortage. That's exactly what's needed right now, and that's what is truly going to be the main thing.
Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil refineries will continue, and with them, queues at gas stations will grow if they even stay open at all. Victoria Yarizko, We Are Ukraine, United News Marathon.
That's all for this edition. We are continuing right now. We're following the latest events to be the first to tell you about them. Don't forget to subscribe. See you!